All right. Better late than never. I'm hoping that everybody can see this. There is a problem with Zoom, the Zoom link. Um, so I have my iPad out and I'm trying to look at everything. So if you are here, just hit me up in the comments. Let me know that you are watching. Hopefully, you have gathered all of your pillows and blankets for this event. It was supposed to be on Zoom, but again, the Zoom link isn't working. So we're gonna go with the flow. All right. So tonight's practice is a restore and relax. So it's a restorative yoga practice. So if you haven't yet, I want you to grab 2 pillows and a blanket. If you have yoga blocks, that's beautiful. If you have tons of blankets, that's great. If you want to use books with blankets over it, but just gather all those things, like almost make a pillow fort. It's going to be a lot of fun tonight. We're going to be on here for about 30 minutes, so give yourself that time to allow yourself to rest and restore. So before we get started, I wanted to just let you know, yeah, Brett, Zoom is down. Zoom is definitely down. So thanks for continuing to watch and practice with me tonight. So basically, restorative yoga. Why do we do it? What is it? If there's any yoga newbies out there, I want to explain a little bit to you. So right now, we're definitely in a lot of fight and flight scenario. So restorative yoga is a time to basically come to stillness in the body, and you may find that your mind tends to race a little bit more, so that can be a little bit challenging for some of us. But restorative yoga allows you to kind of just sink in solely to the pose and into healing yourself, into the breath, into feeling the sensations in your body. So I am a huge fan of restorative yoga. When I first started restorative yoga, it was very hard for my body to come to stillness, and because my mind picked up. But the more and more you do it, you are going to fall in love with it, because when we are so jacked during the day, either it's just because we have high energy, a lot of stress, or we artificially jacked on caffeine, it's really good before you go to bed or calm down to go to sleep for you to relax through a restorative yoga practice. So tonight we're going to move our bodies a little bit, because everybody's a little different in terms of, how do you unwind? Some of us like to unwind from that fight or flight experience. So we do a lot of like cardiovascular exercise, do a lot of heightened exercise. So we're going to move our bodies a little bit to start with, and then we will sink into the restorative. We will start with an opening seated sequence. So it's the 6 movements of the spine to kind of get our spine moving. If you've been sitting in a chair all day or on your feet all day, this is a really great practice for you. So without any further interruptions, if you are joining me, just say hi in the comments, and I hope that you have a lot of fun tonight. I did send out a Spotify playlist to go along with this, so you can always play it in the background if you'd like. And I will spend some time afterwards to take any questions or feedback that you have. All right, so I'm gonna head on to the mat, and I'll go through the props that you might need really quickly in case you haven't grabbed yours yet. So, and as you can tell, the best thing is to be super comfy and cozy. So you want to be in your fluffy socks. I'm having some tech issues tonight. All right, so I have a blanket here. Anytime that I'm going to be seated for some time, I like to just prop myself up on the blanket in a cross-legged position. This allows my knees to fall a little bit more forward and gives me some more ease in the seated position, so I can remain really nice and tall in the spine. I have 2 blocks here. These are foam blocks. Instead of blocks, if you don't have them, you can use books. I always recommend to put a blanket over the books just to make them a little softer. There's a couple different heights to these bad boys, so you can see what works good for you. We're not going to have to do that too much tonight. And then this is a bolster. This is instead of a stack of pillows. So if you have pillows and a blanket, that's perfectly fine too. Okay? So come to find yourself in a seated, comfortable position. Whatever that is to you. If you cannot cross your legs, don't fret about it. You can always sit up against the wall, or you can bring your ankles to cross even more. All right? And I just want you to find some comfort here and some stillness. So allow your hands to fall down onto your lap. Take a nice deep breath in and exhale, sigh that bad boy out. Good. Get rid of anything that you've been holding on through the day. Do that again. Inhale through the nose. And exhale. Let the shoulders fall away from the ears. We're just centering ourselves here in this present moment. Another breath in. And sigh it out. Good. Bring your hands down to your sides, palms facing up. We're going to inhale, lift the arms up overhead. Good. Reach, reach, reach. And really feel grounded in the sitting bones. And you're reaching out through the crown of the head and the fingertips. So getting really nice and tall here. You might start to feel that tension in the side body or the shoulders. Exhale, release the hands down. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale to lift. Exhale, palms facing down, release. Good. Inhale to lift. And this time, the right hand's going to grab the left wrist. So we're going to be opposite in the screen. And get really nice and tall on an inhale. And on your exhale, lean over to the right. So again, we're opposite in the screen. And it doesn't matter how far over you go. I want you to test your boundary a little bit here and see where you're starting to feel that opening in the left side. Again, we're just creating a little bit of movement here in the spine. Good. Breath in and then switch. So left hand to grab the right wrist. Exhale. And then inhale. Get nice and tall. And on your next exhale, lean over to the left. Good. You can gaze up towards your bicep or your neck and let go, and you can look down. Whatever feels good. Good. Inhale, come back up. Awesome job. Exhale, release the hands down. Good. Take your left hand and place it on your right knee, and your right hand's going to go behind you. All right, so we're going to start moving into a twist. As you inhale, get nice and tall. And then as you exhale, twist to look over your right shoulder if that allows you today. Breath in. On your exhale, twist a little bit more. Good. And then start to slowly come around. Awesome job. Let's switch. So the right hand onto the left knee, left hand behind you on the mat. Inhale, get nice and tall. Good. Exhale. Release. Breathe in the twist. And again, just noticing anything that's showing up in your body, right? We're being the observers of our practice right now. What's going on in the spine? Good. Last deep breath in and twist a little more. Great work. Come back around. Awesome job. Release the chin towards the chest. Good. And breathe into that back neck. If your neck allows, you can place one hand or both hands on the back of the head and just gently add some weight there. So we're not pulling, we're just adding a little bit of weight to the back of the head. Breathe into that back space. Good. Inhale, come back up. Awesome job. Release the fingers out and crawl the fingertips all the way out to the sides. You can always lift your hands up. Take your left ear towards your left shoulder. See how that feels on the right neck. So you can play around here, but you want to get a nice stretch down the right neck. Good. You might even feel it all the way out to the fingertips, depending how tight your neck is. Good. Breath in. Come back up with a neutral neck. And then let's go to the other side. So right ear to right shoulder. Crawl those fingertips out a little bit more. Find your boundary here. You can always place a block underneath your hand as well, using your props to help you. Good. Inhale, come back up. Awesome. We're going to come over to all fours or tabletop position for a little bit of movement here. So your knees are stacked under your hips. Your hands are stacked under your shoulders. Press your fingertips into the mat. Let's take some cat-cow. So on your inhale, you're going to drop your belly and raise your heart up. Good. And on the exhale, tuck your toes. Press off the mat. Round the spine into a mad cat pose. Good. Inhale, come back to cow. So drop the belly, raise the heart up. Exhale, cat. Good. 3 more rounds just like this. At your own pace. Follow your breath. Last round. Good. Come back to neutral. You're going to straighten your right leg behind you. Toes are down onto the mat. Good. You're going to stay right here. If this is good for you, we're going to just start to open up and work on our core a little bit. And then lift your right leg up. And I want you to push that heel out towards that back edge of your mat. And then staying here, lifting the left arm by your ear. Good. Bicep near the ear here. And breathe. You can always place your toe down to the mat if you need it. Squeeze the butt cheek. 2 more breaths. Good. Release that down. Awesome job. Let's go to the other side. Left leg comes out. You're going to lift that left leg. Press that heel out and lift the right arm straight. Bicep near the ear and breathe here. Again, just notice what's showing up for tension or weakness in the body. Not trying to change anything. We're just getting out some of that stagnant energy, that old energy that we no longer need. Good. Exhale, release the right hand down. And this time we're going to take a downward facing dog before we move into our restorative pose. So if you have fluffy socks on like myself, just be a little bit careful because you could slip. To do downward facing dog, you're going to push off your hands. Your hips come up and back. The knees come off the mat. You can keep your knees bent. Again, we're just exploring what's in our body. You can walk the dog, so bend your knees. Move around here. See what shows up. Good. 3 breaths here. Awesome job. And when you're ready, float down to your knees. And let's move into our restorative practice. So you're going to grab your bolster or your pack of pillows and blankets, whatever you have stacked up. We're going to go into a restorative child's pose. So if child's pose is a little difficult on your knees, you can always put the blanket right underneath your knees as well. I like to stack my blanket. So again, it takes a little bit to get into the pose, but once you're there, We're going to stay there for about 2 to 3 minutes. So this is the time where you completely let go into the moment, okay? So let your knees come out really nice and wide. Bring the bolster in towards your inner thighs. And then crawl your hands out so your heart comes down onto the bolster. Now your head can go to either side. It's completely up to you. If you're here, it's going to be a little bit harder to breathe. So pick a side, what feels good to you. And sometimes you might need to widen the legs and find that boundary there. Find the edge to where you can still find comfort in the pose. You might feel a little bit of tension somewhere, or you don't want to feel any pain, but you want to be able to feel comfort. Good. Take a nice deep breath in and feel the belly rise up against the bolster or the pillows. And then exhale. Awesome. So we're going to be here for some time. I want you to practice using your breath to empty the brain. So on every exhale, whatever you got going up in here, empty it out into the bolster or the stack of pillows and let it just go out of your life. We're getting quiet and stillness. And if your mind starts to wander, you just bring it back to the breath. Notice how the breath feels, where it moves. And again, using that to just empty out. You can vision yourself emptying out all your thoughts and words, to-do lists, all that, just emptying it into the mat. Good. And staying just as you are, if you'd like to switch where your head is, go ahead and switch to the other side. And again, just concentrating on emptying out all your thoughts, all your negative emotions, all your worries, your frustrations, your anxieties. Breath in and exhale, let it go. And then start to just deepen the breath as you prepare to move into the next pose. You're going to start to push yourself up one vertebrae at a time. Bring your blanket to the side. You can pop your bolster up towards the top edge of the mat. We're going to move into frog pose. So you're going to lay flat on your belly onto the mat. And you can make a little pillow with your hands, or if you have another pillow or blanket, you can use that. And you're going to bring your left knee up to about 90 degrees. And some of us might sleep like this. And if you feel any tension or any, big gaps between your inner thigh and the mat, you can always pop a blanket under that just so you're not feeling like you have to continuously press down. And we're going to be here in frog pose. Again, you can place the forehead onto the mat. You may be able to feel the right thigh kind of getting a little bit of a self-massage from the mat or from the floor. And coming back to our breath here, I would just love it if you could concentrate on belly breathing. So as you inhale through your nose with your mouth closed, filling that belly up. So you're going to feel the connection of the belly up against the mat. And then you'll feel the belly fall away from the mat. So inhale and exhale. Try to fill the belly and empty it. And on your next exhale, just bring that left leg back to meet the right. Pause here for a breath. And then take the right knee out to about 90 degrees. And settle in here. Again, you can pop that blanket underneath the hip if you need it. Just finding some place that you can get really comfy, cozy, and breathe. Fill up the belly and empty the belly. Good. Last round of breath. And then slide your right leg back. Maybe give your legs a little wiggle. Our next pose is going to be pigeon pose. So for some of us, this may not be too restorative, but we're going to make sure that you find your variation that makes you super comfortable. So I'm going to teach a few variations. So the first variation is to grab a block or a couple pillows. You're going to come to all fours, and you're going to scooch that right knee forward towards the right wrist. And then scooch that shin out. So try to get it, mine is always diagonal to the top of the mat, but try to get it as perpendicular to the top of the mat or horizontal that you can. And then the left leg's going to go long behind you. Now you're already going to feel some tightness here. So you're going to plug that block right underneath your right hip. And so you might feel like you're sitting up too high. If that's the case, you might want to go down onto a blanket. So again, this is the time of the practice that really you just have to figure out kind of what works for you in your body. And then once you're ready, you take a nice deep breath in, get tall, and then fold down. And you can make a pillow with your hands, or you can take a block and place your forehead onto the block. A bonus here when you have your forehead on the block is to rock your forehead from left to right. Feels really, really good at the end of the day. If you have a wall nearby, you can always come up against the wall and your feet are up on the wall, and you place your right ankle on top of that left thigh, and you can just push down a little bit or pull in here. If you don't have a wall, you can do the same movements on the mat, where you lay down with the knees bent, and then you can straighten the left leg, place the right ankle on top of the left leg, and move that heel closer to the butt. And then you can always take your hands and wrap them around the back of the thigh and pull in. And here you be. So finding your variation of pigeon, whatever you need tonight, please do. And while we're in pigeon pose, we want to make sure that we find some ease in the tension of the pose. So that's what helps us, and something we can take off the mat with us tonight, that even if life is tension filled, it brings you some soreness, if it's tight, restricted, you can breathe through it. So again, using your breath as the magic on the exhale to allow you to ease up into that hip. So work on that as you let everything else go, the shoulders to relax, the face to let go and relax, and breathe into that right hip. And just starting to deepen your breath here. Before you move out of this pose, I want you just to realize any changes that happened. Just connect to that for a moment. And then wherever you are, rising up, and just taking a moment to have your legs together, maybe coming back to all fours or bringing your knees into your chest if you're on your back. And just notice the difference. Maybe swing your hips from side to side, from the left and the right side. So we're going to move on to the other side now. Again, every side can be a little bit different. My left hip's always tighter than my right. So whatever variation you took for your right side, take for your left. And then remembering to plug that block or that blanket. Sometimes on my left side I can do the block, and on my right side I can do the blanket. It all just depends. And then allowing yourself to fall wherever you are into a resting pose where you can find some ease through the tension you may be feeling. Definitely try to let go of any tension in the face or in the jaw, the shoulders. Using the exhale to help heal that tension. You might even find that sometimes you can release the block after a little while. Now just starting to deepen the breath. I'm going to roll over onto the left hip. And let's come back to all fours. If you're on your back, pull your knees into your chest. And now just swing your hips from left to right, noticing the changes that that pose brought to you. Maybe take a moment to kind of just connect to your energy, your mood. How are you feeling? We're going to move into our heart opener pose. So if you have your stack of pillows or a bolster, go ahead and grab that. And you can grab your blocks or more pillows. This is where we kind of build a pillow fort. You're going to bring your tailbone right up against the bolster or the stack of pillows. Bend both knees. And then take your blocks or more pillows and put them on the sides of the knees. So that's going to be there to hold our knees up. And then place your hands on each side of the bolster or the stack of pillows and roll down. This is a heart opener pose. And then you're going to open your knees up wide so the bottoms of the feet are going to touch. And again, you know your body. See where you need your blocks today. But you want to completely let go of the tension in the inner thighs. So you don't want your inner thighs holding you up. You just want to let go. All right? So we've been breathing into our belly a lot tonight, but I'd like to bring our breath now up to the heart space. The space of love for ourselves and compassion for ourselves. So we always give compassion to others. So we're going to be a little selfish for the next 3 minutes. Hands come down by the sides. Let the armpits become soft and hang. Palms can be facing up to receive. And bring your attention back to your breath and just notice the rise and the fall of the chest when you breathe in and you breathe out. You can always repeat a mantra here. If it helps you to concentrate, you can breathe in love, breathe out peace, whatever comes up for you. This is can be a very vulnerable restorative pose because you're so open, your heart's open. So take this time to receive. It's no longer time for you to give, it's time for you to receive. So receive the breath, receive the love, receive the peace, the ease, and enjoy the stillness. Where else can you let go for these few more moments? The lower back, the buttocks, the knees, the inner thighs, the feet. The face, the jaw, the eyes. The next pose is going to be Shavasana. So if you are really comfy and you don't want to move and this is just perfect for you, please feel free to stay here for the remainder of our practice. If not, just start to deepen the breath, and then on your next inhale, bring the knees together and come over to lay onto the right side as you sit on up. And we'll move your pillow fort or all your blocks, blankets, pillows, whatever you got going on. You can always, in Shavasana, use a bolster or a couple pillows underneath the knees. That's always an awesome option to let go of even more tension in the lower back. Because your body temperature usually drops in Shavasana, I usually cover up or recommend to cover up with a blanket so then you don't get cold and then that causes you to get a little fidgety. So you're going to come to lay down onto the mat. Hands come out to the sides. Palms are facing up. Good. You're going to close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose and sigh out of the mouth. Do that 2 more times, just like we did at the beginning of class. Inhale. Exhale. Last time. Good. And here, just feel the heaviness in the back of the body, grounding you down into the mat. The heaviness that you created by letting go, by relaxing. And feel the lightness in the front of the body. The beauty of the restoration practice. And breath by breath, I invite you just to float away for a few moments of silence and stillness, peace and ease. without moving anything. And start to bring the breath back into the body. And as you grow your breath, feel the energy that it brings all the way out to the fingertips, into the toes. And using that energy to wiggle your fingertips and your toes, maybe rocking your head from right to left. Re-wetting the lips. Take a nice deep breath in, and on the exhale, bring your knees in towards your chest and give yourself a nice big hug. Maybe roll from left to right here. And then come onto your right side, pushing yourself up to a seated, comfortable position. Eyes can still be closed. Energy is low. Nice deep breath in. Exhale here, and bring your hands to heart center. And just pause for this moment and notice any changes in the body, in the mind, in the soul that has occurred for you this evening. By taking this time, this half hour of restoration for yourself, has it brought you peace and ease and joy? And bow your head to your heart in honor of showing up for yourself this evening. And I thank you for sharing your practice with me tonight. And may love and health go with you wherever you go. Namaste. Namaste, yogis. Ah. So, because we're not on Zoom, I got like post Shavasana hair. It's the best. If you would like to leave a comment, let me know how it went for you. I would love to hear. If you are interested in continuing this relaxation and restoration for this month, then I invite you into our membership this month. It's going to be, the theme is to totally relax and chill out and find how to, find out how to calm the mind, relax the body. You're welcome, Kim. Thank you so much for joining. As you can tell, just in my energy alone, previously, before with all the Zoom issues and all that stuff, and now post, I'm way more chill. This is why a hyperactive person like myself really loves restorative yoga. And hopefully you sleep great tonight. So our enrollment to our membership is open now. So even if you're not a nurse, you're more than welcome to join. We would love to have you in the community. And the cost is $15 for the month. And you get a yoga bundle, which includes a yoga practice or a restorative yoga practice, a yoga flow, a breath work, and a meditation. And then we have a private Facebook group, which we go into much, much more, like pose of the month, more one-on-one teaching, because I'm here to basically teach you how to do yoga that's going to be good in your body, and so where you can get the most benefits out of your practice, and also how to take the practice off the mat and into your life. So if that's something that you're interested in, you're watching this, our enrollment is open until Black Friday, so you do have time. But if you are interested, I can definitely send you the link. So just let me know. You can let me know in the comments and I can DM you. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me. I enjoyed it. It was amazing. But yeah, reach out with any questions. And I apologize again for the technology. This is one of the crazy parts about bringing yoga online, but doesn't happen often. Always just seems to happen when it's been a crazy day. So thank you so much for continuing to watch and reach out to me with any questions. I'm happy to help you. All right. Have a good night, guys. Bye. Oh, Britt, just saw that. I will definitely give you, I'll message you the link for sure. Yes. And we'll do more of these in the future. All right.